your equilibrium and your tranquility. These two quiet forces shape the quality of your health more than you might imagine. They don't shout for attention like strenuous workouts or dramatic transformations, but they work deeply, almost invisibly, to sustain your body and mind. While slow-flowing exercises such as Tai Chi, water aerobics, and gentle stretching may not look remarkable from the outside, they are, in fact, some of the most powerful tools for healthy aging. These forms of movement encourage balance, lower stress, support joint health, and promote cardiovascular stability without placing excessive strain on the body. What's especially important about such practices is that they don't disrupt the internal systems that become more delicate with age. They support longevity without risk and help the body transition into restorative states more easily. However, even the safest movement can work against you if done at the wrong time, particularly when it conflicts with something as fundamental as your sleep schedule. One of the most overlooked threats to heart health isn't what kind of exercise you do, but when you do it. Exercising too late in the evening can unintentionally disrupt the body's natural rhythms. For many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, it's common to wait until the house is quiet and the day's responsibilities are over before choosing to stretch, take a walk, or do some light aerobics. These are well-meaning habits. But despite the good intentions, even light activity in the evening can interfere with sleep, which is one of the most essential components of heart health. Many older adults I met over the years go for a post-dinner stroll or do some breathing exercises before bed to stay disciplined. They're not wrong in their approach, but the timing can be counterproductive. Even mild physical activity can increase heart rate, activate the nervous system, and raise core temperature, factors that prevent the body from entering deep, healing sleep. As we age, our sleep quality naturally declines. Our circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates when we feel awake and when we feel tired, becomes more fragile. A late-night workout, even one that seems harmless, can signal the body to stay alert instead of relaxing. This confusion creates a cascade of problems. Elevated cortisol levels, reduced melatonin production, and ultimately, shallow or disrupted sleep. This is not just about feeling tired the next day. Poor sleep has a direct, measurable effect on the heart. Inadequate rest can contribute to increased inflammation, insulin resistance, elevated blood pressure, and even arrhythmias. In other words, when you sacrifice quality sleep for late movement, you're unknowingly depriving your heart of the very time it needs to recover and regenerate. You may believe you're being productive or responsible by squeezing an evening exercise, but your body sees it differently. Your heart doesn't just pump blood. It repairs itself at night. It recalibrates, reduces stress hormone levels, and works silently to keep you healthy. Skipping this healing time weakens your entire cardiovascular system over the long term. Movement is essential, yes, but it must align with your body's natural cycles. Instead of rushing through your day only to cram exercise into your evening, consider this. Let your nights be about slowing down. Choose calm over action. The best time for seniors to exercise is in the morning or early afternoon. These are the hours when your body is naturally more alert, your metabolism is higher, and your heart can handle physical activity more effectively. Morning movement helps set the tone for balanced energy, improves cardiovascular performance, and supports better sleep at night. The change might seem subtle at first. Maybe you'll fall asleep more easily or wake up feeling more rested. But these changes accumulate. Over time, the difference in how your heart feels, how your body functions, and how your mind processes stress becomes undeniable. Your health doesn't need to be driven by intensity. Instead, let it be shaped by consistency, kindness, and timing. And now, I want to offer you a heartfelt message, not just as someone who understands health professionally, but as someone who cares deeply about the human experience. If you're still reading this, it tells me something about you. You care. You want not just to live longer, but to live better. I've spent decades beside aging adults in clinics, hospitals, and homes. Brilliant, strong individuals who suddenly found their health spiraling because of one overlooked detail. I remember the most common phrase I've heard from them. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. That phrase haunts me because after age 60, almost everything becomes a big deal. How you sleep, how you sit, what you eat, when you move, and how often you rest. The heart is always there, steady, selfless, and strong. It's beaten for you through every joy, every sorrow, every achievement, and every mistake. But it doesn't ask for much in return, just that you listen, not out of fear, but out of respect. Respect for the life you've lived, and for the years still ahead of you. You don't need to chase the energy of a 30-year-old or feel pressure to live up to someone else's version of active aging. That path often leads to burnout, injury, or unnecessary strain. Instead, embrace a wiser approach. Choose movement that honors your body's pace. Prioritize rest not as a weakness, but as a strength. The quiet power waking up each day with a calm heart, a steady mind, and pain-free limbs. That is a reward. That is real health. Don't let pride, pressure, or outdated beliefs about aging push you to ignore the wisdom of your body. The goal isn't to be tougher. It's to be smarter. Let go of the more is better mindset. Choose to walk with intention and rest with purpose. Let your lifestyle work with your age, not against it. There's one final danger I must warn you about. It isn't something that shows up during exercise. It doesn't cause pain, and you might not notice it until it's too late. The real risk is inaction, not the kind that involves skipping a workout, but the kind where you ignore the signs your body is giving you, the kind where you silence your instincts, suppress your fatigue, or dismiss that feeling in your chest as nothing serious. I've worked in cardiology long enough to tell you this with certainty. The heart is generous. It gives you everything. It adapts. It forgives. It recovers more times than you can count. But it also keeps score. And when the cost of ignoring it adds up, the consequences arrive silently, often without warning. Please, don't let your heart be the one thing you forget to care for. It doesn't ask for perfection. It simply asks for your attention. Walk with presence. Move with wisdom. Rest with intention. That's how you protect your heart. Not with fear, but with compassion and courage. Activities aren't inherently harmful, but they're often not designed with an aging heart in mind. What once invigorated your body might now leave you feeling depleted. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Our bodies change, and with those changes come new needs. What used to build strength might now build stress. And that's okay. It's not about giving up. It's about adapting and moving forward intelligently. As we grow older, the goal isn't to push harder. It's to move smarter. Your future health depends less on how fast you move and more on how well you listen to your body. Healing should be your goal, not exhaustion. It's not the sweat or the burn that defines your strength anymore. It's your ability to move with consistency, balance, and care. This quiet, steady strength adds years to your life and life to your years. Let today be the day you begin protecting your heart, not punishing it. And if no one's told you recently, you're not too old. It's not too late. Every small decision you make from this moment forward can significantly improve your heart health and your overall well-being. Move with kindness, patience, and with your heart in mind. That's the real journey now. The purpose of these lectures is to help you live more fully, not just longer. So pause, reflect, and if you feel comfortable, share one takeaway with someone else. When we acknowledge our needs and make thoughtful adjustments, we not only care for ourselves, but encourage others to do the same. Remember, your calm, your equilibrium, and your peace of mind might not seem remarkable to others, but they are powerful, gentle, slow-flowing workouts like Tai Chi, water aerobics, or even moderate stretching offer tremendous benefits. These activities improve circulation, balance, flexibility, and respiratory health. Without placing your heart at risk, they calm your nervous system, stabilize your joints, and promote long-term vitality. Unlike high-impact routines, these practices align with the body's current capacity, rather than challenge it in harmful ways. However, even when your choice of activity is safe, the timing of your exercise can become an invisible threat. Many seniors unintentionally sabotage their heart health not through the type of exercise, but through when they do it. Evening workouts, especially close to bedtime, can seriously disrupt one of the most critical healing periods your body depends on, deep sleep. At first, evening exercise might seem convenient. The house is quiet, the day is over, and there's finally time to move. But for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, this convenient timing may quietly interfere with your body's natural rhythms. I've seen seniors take evening strolls or perform light aerobics before bed in the name of discipline. But even mild physical activity too late can elevate your heart rate, activate your nervous system, and prevent the body from shifting into a restorative state. As we age, our sleep becomes more fragile. Our circadian rhythms, the internal clocks that govern everything from hormone release to temperature regulation, become more sensitive to disruption. Exercising at night can delay your ability to fall asleep, reduce the depth of your rest, and lead to long-term damage that may not become obvious until it's too late. Poor sleep has been linked to increased inflammation, higher insulin resistance, elevated blood pressure, and irregular heart rhythms, all of which pose serious risks to aging hearts. Sleep isn't just for your mind. It's one of the most important healing tools your heart has. It's during deep rest that your body repairs cellular damage, regulates blood pressure, and balances your immune function. Depriving your body of this crucial recovery window, even unintentionally, can fast-track heart-related issues. So while staying active is important, when you choose to move matters more than ever. That's why I urge you to shift your exercise routine to the morning or early afternoon. Gentle movement during these hours supports a more balanced cardiovascular rhythm. It stabilizes your energy, improves mood, and sets your body up for a better night's sleep. Let the end of your day be about winding down, not gearing up. But even beyond sleep and movement, there's one more essential habit that often goes overlooked: paying attention. This is the invisible force that protects you more than any gym membership, supplement, or trend ever will. Listening, really listening, to your body might seem too simple, but it's the foundation of long-term heart health. This is my heartfelt message to you. If you've stayed with me this far, I know you care, not just about living longer, but about living better. I speak to you now not as a professional, but as someone who has seen the cost of neglect. I've sat beside patients who had the strength, intelligence, and drive to live fully, but were blindsided by a single choice or habit they didn't think mattered. And the most common phrase I've heard in those moments: I didn't think it was a big deal. But it is a big deal. Because when you're over 60, nearly everything becomes a little more important. What you eat, how you breathe, the way you sit, the tension you carry, the moments you ignore your fatigue. Your heart, which has tirelessly supported your life for decades, now asks for your attention. Not because it's failing, but because it's earned it. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. By simply becoming more conscious of your patterns, your routines, and your body's whispers, you can protect your heart more than any medicine ever could. It's not about dramatic change. It's about wise, consistent effort, rebuilding your relationship with movement and rest, responding instead of reacting, slowing down without giving up. You still have time. You still have strength. Every choice you make, no matter how small, can shape the quality of your future. And in the quiet power of attention, in honoring your limits and trusting your body's wisdom, you'll find a path that leads not just a longer life, but to a more meaningful one. You don't have to train like a 30-year-old. Aging well isn't about pushing your body beyond its limits. It's about moving with wisdom. If chasing an ideal version of active aging leaves you sore, tired, or frustrated, it's time to change your approach. What truly matters now is kindness toward your body, awareness of your limits, and consistency in your efforts. The quiet reward of waking up with a calm heart and a clear head far outweighs any medal or milestone. Let go of the belief that more is always better. Start making smarter, not tougher, choices. Move in harmony with your age rather than against it. Walk with presence. Rest with purpose. That's what truly protects your heart. This is strength, not weakness. It's the courage to honor your body and the power to choose healing over strain. But there's one more danger to be aware of: the cost of doing nothing. It creeps in silently, not during movement, but in the still moments when your heart is left unattended. After years in cardiology, I've seen how the heart gives endlessly without asking for much. It deserves more than silence. It deserves your attention. At 60 and beyond, the focus isn't on pushing harder, but on living smarter. What once built strength may now cause stress, and that's okay. Growing older means making peace with change and embracing care over intensity. Your health isn't defined by speed or sweat, but by balance, presence, and the steady rhythm of care. You're not too old. It's not too late. Every gentle choice you make adds time and life to your years.